Welcome to the CIO video series. My name's Paul Taylor, editor of The Connected Business, and I'm delighted to have with me today Robert Lux, who's the CIO of Freddie Mac. Freddie Mac, not all of our audience will have heard of it, but I guess a lot of them will do. Perhaps you could just briefly tell us about Freddie Mac and about your role in Freddie Mac.
Sure, I'm the CIO of Freddie Mac, and Freddie Mac, we don't work directly with consumers. We're a B2B. We basically buy loans from banks and other loan originators. We securitize them and we sell them off to investors. So our role is really keeping liquidity in the mortgage market and making sure the banks can make more mortgage loans. Our servicer loan portal. When I got there, it was a green screen and our customers needed a 9600 baud modem to communicate with us in 2010, right? We went from that and we moved, since it's our servicing loan portal and our servicers have to access it, to a cloud-based solution, web-based, hosted in the cloud. Thus we can scale it up or scale it down as far as the capacity needs. And it was a perfect model for the cloud. So we jumped the technology there rather than going through the older infrastructure, the older way of doing it.
I guess, you have obviously huge data resources, huge amounts of data.
Since the 70s, Freddie Mac has been collecting data, and we definitely have exploited that data for the good of everyone. So, I'll give you an example. We have data around the value of properties, right? And we have a number of properties on our books. So when the banks, if they foreclose on a property, it moves to our books, and now it's our responsibility to sell it. But since we're trying to get the best price for the taxpayer, it's incumbent upon us to use our data to say, what is the right price? Just a year ago, the way we did that is we first got 2 broker price opinions, and based on those opinions, we priced the property. But now, utilizing our data resources, we've been able to create models to say, what is the value of that property, and set a strike price. And if the broker sells it, great, but we can also sell it direct, right? And that alone, since there's so much scale, we've been able to save literally tens of millions of dollars of taxpayer money in just the last year.
How else do you use big data?
Well, let me give you an example. Back when Hurricane Katrina hit, it was a massive effort to identify what homes with Freddie Mac loans were impacted.
Yeah.
And this time with Hurricane Sandy, we were much quicker in identifying what homes were impacted, and then what we were able to do, which was pretty unique, was do a cross-section of, well, how many of these REO homes do we have, real estate owned homes, do we have on our books that are available? And where are the people that were impacted? And for a few homeowners, it wasn't as large because, again, this is very new to us too. We were able to place a few homeowners in some of those unoccupied houses.
So people who've lost their homes because of the hurricane, some of them you could put into vacant
Correct.
Properties that you had on your books.
Correct.
You mentioned earlier that being in a rather odd position vis-a-vis Congress and the government. How do you think that affects your job relative to the CIO of a private sector company?
Yes, so I came from the private sector. I've never worked in the government, and we're in this quasi-state. We're not a private company, and we're not a government agency. We're in what's called conservatorship, which in 2008 was supposed to be a timeout for us and Fannie Mae. It's turned into a longer timeout than I think anyone expected. So it puts us in a really unique state. To me, conservatorship, it's something where we actually have time to, along with our regulator, who they've done actually an excellent job in defining data standards for the industry, in defining things, processes that should be standardized. They're working with us on a thing called the Common Securitization Platform. Instead of having 2 proprietary securitization platforms, why don't we have one that Fannie and Freddie and maybe new guarantors could use to bring private capital back into the market? So it's been a very unique type of place. The one thing that's been really advantageous to me to be in conservatorship has been, since we really aren't competing with people, we're really trying to maximize the taxpayers' dollars and save the taxpayers' money. I can call up any CIO literally, I can reach out to any CIO anywhere, and 99% of these folks have helped me and returned my calls and been like, this is for the good of the country, I'll do it. We'll share what we're doing with Agile, with data, etc. So to me, it's been like a great learning experience as a CIO to be in conservatorship, whereas if I was in a private, competitive company, not as likely, yeah.
Right, great. Thank you very much indeed, Robert.
Thank you, it was really nice.